व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम और ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. After long time we heard Prabhuji, your blissful Kirtan Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thanks for joining. We are missing your association, Prabhu.
Thank you. I also miss association, but material life, our jobs and all that keeps going. So
Thank you so much for joining. Devotees, anybody would like to?
Can I read Prabhuji? Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnanajanasalaakaya Taksur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. Prabhuji, can you go down, Prabhuji? Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visaka Vitam Cha. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपीसा गोपिका कंठ राधा कंठ नमस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी प्रसभानु सुतदेवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Back to Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. You're getting so much better, like an express train. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. So we have, I think Sri Krishna Prabhu said last minute some changes. So Baldev Prabhuji would like to give the summary of, I think we read all the shlokas, right, Mataji's yesterday?
Yes, Prabhuji, yesterday.
Completed all this. So should we ask Baldev Prabhu to give a summary of chapter 8 or we'll move to chapter 9? Baldev Prabhuji.
Speaker Baranu
Prabhuji, we all together can do some summarization.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Prabhuji. You can start and then we can all take some turns.
Sure.
Whatever we learned.
So, Harashna devotees, Dhanam Pranam, all Shilo Prabhupada. So, we just completed chapter 13. So chapter 13 to chapter 18 is we call Gyan Yoga. First 6 chapters are Karma Yoga, middle 6 chapter Bhakti Yoga, and last 6 chapters Gyan Yoga. And we see how much Gyan Krishna is giving in the even first verse. So in the first verse, Krishna talking about the 6 things. We can actually divide the whole whole chapter as a WISE, this acronym WISC, or W for wise questions from 1 to 7. Then items of knowledge, more explanation with the qualities 8 to 12. Then S soul and super soul 13 to 19, and E for elements, more explanation of the Prakriti and Purush. So text 1 and 2. So 6 questions Arjuna asked to know about first Prakriti, the material nature, then Purusha, that is Supreme Krishna Purusha, and Krishna the enjoyer, then Khetra, our body, Khetragno, this is our soul, and on the top, super soul. The Khetragna, the soul, we know only about our body, our mind, what's going on, what we are planning. But Krishna, as a super soul, in every living and non-living entity also, Krishna is there as a Shivaksha Vishnu. So he knows everything happening in every entity. Then Gyanam, what knowledge? Knowledge about Krishna. And this Gyanam about whom? There is a Krishna who is the Gyam. So these are the first 6 questions Arjuna asked, and Sri Krishna explained in details throughout the chapter. So there is a first and second verses, and then anything to add in this first verse for devotees if I missed anything? So after that, 2 to 7 chapters, as I explained, already mentioned. So Kshetra is the body, Kshetragno is the both soul and super soul, Gyanam, then perfect knowledge about Krishna, and then Gyanam and Gyom. There's more explanation about this. Then Krishna also explaining in 5th sloka about Brahman relation. We know like Krishna and the spirit, supreme spirit relation. Supreme relation can be Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. In Brahman relation also in 5 levels. First level is Annamoy, we call Annamoy Kosh or Annamoy. Is at the animal level who only find their sustenance in food. So they are, if you look at the animal level, whole day they're looking for the food. Like if we see in the Florida, cows grazing they're eating grass since morning to dusk. So that is the level. Brahman relation to them because they're alive and their food, that's it. After that, better relation is pranamoy. Here, at that level, they have a more understanding of the living symptoms or life forms. So they're better than the next level is pranamoy, living symptoms or life forms. Better than this, gyanmoy. In this level, they can have thinking power, feeling power, and willing power. So at that level, thinking, feeling, willing power, that means they understand some about the soul level. Then Bigganmoy level, mind and life symptoms are distinguished from the living entity himself. So now Bigganmoy level means we are the body. We are not the body, we are the soul. So two different entity. I means soul. Body is temporary. So this is Bigganmoy level. And the topmost level is Anandamoy. That means understanding that I'm part and parcel of the Krishna, and this is called all blissful nature. So supreme realization, Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, super soul, or Shamasundar or Krishna form. Brahman realization of 5 types from low to higher level. It is called Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. The lowest level is the Annamoy. This is the animal level, only bodily conception, nothing else. Then animal level, there's a Pranamoy that is better. At this time, they can understand the living symptoms or life forms. Then Gyanamoy, there's a thinking, feeling, and willing power. At this level, they come to the little bit understand of the soul. And better is a Bigganmoy. That time they understand that we are the soul, not the body. And Anandamoy relation, connection with the soul to the super soul, there's a blissful nature. Brahmabhuta Prashanatma. So at this level, blissful nature, that is in the Bhagavadgita in other chapter, Brahmabhuta Prashanatma. Any other comments on this, devotees?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji wonderfully explained. And also the relationship of the 5 mentioned stages in the Kshetra and Kshetrajna, like Kshetra, where cross body, where as you mentioned, only Anandamaya and Pranamaya are, prominent, and subtle body, Gnanamaya. And Kshetrajna means the soul, right? Individual soul, Vijnanamaya, and the supreme soul, Anandamaya. Prabhuji, I also see Mataji posted a message. If we can have some question and answers.
Yes, definitely. If any question answers on this, any kind of realizations, additions.
Anyone has any questions can ask, otherwise we can continue.
Yes. Any devotees would like to discuss anything, Prabhuji's, Mahataji's? You can discuss. No?
Yeah, I have one question. So, like, once somebody realizes has Brahman realization, how do they then like continue with their like normal material life after that realization, Prabhuji?
So, Harishma, I'll try to answer. So, Mataji, as you get, like, let me tell you one thing. In Bengal, probably you might knowing because you are from Kolkata, Hature Doctor. Did you hear that? There are some so-called doctors. They never went to the medical school. They never read a book. But somehow they probably was assistant some doctors or something, and they put the name before them doctor, and they keep doing treatment. So they don't care what to put the injections, how much to cut, because they never gone through the anatomy, physiology, pathology step by step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they do whatever they like, but a doctor cannot do whatever they like. They think, okay, if I put these things, I'll injure that nerve. I have to be very careful. It should be the course. It should be that from the tip 2 inches later, so I can put the injections there. So when you're the Brahman relation, you already have spiritual knowledge and practice.
Right, Prabhuji.
So that spiritual knowledge and practice, and with that comes with the Sadhu Sangha, reading Bhagavatam Gita, discussions, definitely makes us different from the others. So wherever we go and see, we see the difference between common people talking and the devotee talking.
Mm.
And
Yes,
sometimes
Prabhuji.
the other people ask, what do we eat? Actually, what we eat, definitely we eat prasadam, definitely, it's
Definitely.
great value. But
Mm.
reading all those things, ultimately, even the mishap happens, worst mishap happens in the workplace, we accept that. Because
Mm.
we know at the end of the day, Krishna wanted that way. I tried my best.
Mm.
So when you have a knowledge, practice, association, it changes lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Prabhupada changed lives millions, even whoever never heard Krishna, who never
Right.
know who is Krishna Gita, their life also changed. Only by
Definitely.
distributing Gita. So that will difference, Mataji, that my understanding. As you and maturity level, how much you grow. The fifth level student, 10th level student, master's level student, PhD level student, definitely much change, much more change.
Thank
That
you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go
no,
ahead,
no.
Prabhuji.
Yeah,
No,
welcome.
thank you for beautifully explaining, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And also, Prabhuji, like I wanted to give an example. I don't know if it is correct or not. Like Janaka Maharaj, right? He's a Mahajan. He was already at that stage, but he still was, I mean, of course, he would already have a Brahman realization because he's Mahajan himself, but he was carrying out all the activities nicely. He was taking care of the entire kingdom, everybody, and once like the sages, right? Some brahmanas, they came and asked, how come you are able to manage everything? At the same time, you have this highest realization. Then he said that, then he said, okay, I'll arrange for a prasadam for you. You can all eat and then we'll discuss later. So then there was a sword hanging on their heads while they were eating, and he provided all the panchabhaksha, like a chappan bhog to them, right? They ate, but because they were scared, those swords were hanging on a small thread. Whenever it might cut, it might cut their head. So after the lunch is over, and anyway, they came out, and then he asked, "How was the lunch?" I don't know what was the lunch, but we ate. But we all our conscious was now on the sword when it will cut our head. So in the same way, Janaka Maharaj said, even though I'm doing everything, but I'm always thinking about Krishna, because he's in a Brahman relation. I don't know it is exactly Prabhuji, so I just thought of this.
Good example, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice Prabhuji. You give very good example and Baladev Prabhu explain the Brahman realization. So Mataji, the Brahman, I just would like to add, is it okay Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
So Mataji, the Brahman realization means I am the spirit soul or Aham Brahmashmi. So I am not the body. That realization, when happens to the exalted devotee, there are a lot of examples, Prabhu Mataji, like we are not in that stage because realizing the spirit soul and the super soul in our heart is very high level. We are not on that stage, Mataji, but there are examples through the acharyas. Acharyas gave us the example As for example, there are all the acharyas in our Brahma Madhava Gauriya Sampradaya. Raghunath Das Goswami was one of the 6 Goswamis. When he lived in Radhakunda, only he drank drops of buttermilk the whole day, and the rest of the time he was just renounced a lot, like all the time chanting, thinking about Krishna. Sometimes what happens, in his dream he ate lot of sweet rice, and doctor came, and doctor said like, what happened, he ate lot of some sweet rice, something in his stomach, and that's why he's he has indigestion. Then others devotees says like, but he does not eat anything, he just drinking drops of some buttermilk. But in his meditation, he is thinking that he offered that sweet rice to the Lord, and then he is eating that. So so that's what everything in their consciousness, and they are not drinking, they are not feeling any bodily need, Mataji. So they are in that level, the soul level, the Brahman level. So that realization actually gave them this on that, bring them on that stage. So that is Mataji, is very high level. And another example of from Srimad Bhagavatam, when the Gopa boys are stolen by Brahma, that's called Brahma Brahmohan Lila. That time Gopa boys are stolen by Brahma for 1 year, and Krishna became all the Gopa boys. So their mother thinks that Krishna is there. The Gopa boys is like nothing happened. So they loved Krishna even more than the Gopa boys, because those gopis are also self-realized. They knows that they are not the body but the soul, and their soul, the super soul, in their soul the super soul is situated. So that's why they love Krishna more than their own boys. And also when in the Leela Brindavan, during the Krishna Leela in Brindavan, all the the mothers of the Gopa boys, they love Krishna even more than their own children, because they are self-realized in their heart. So those are the examples, and as Subal Prabhu also gave the examples. So that Brahman realization is the highest realization, Mataji. That's just, I don't know whether you
Thank you,
understand.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji, definitely. Thank you for beautifully explaining. I know that like I'm definitely not there, and like just starting my journey, but like that question always like keeps coming to my mind, like when people become Brahman realized, and how they continue with their day to day. But
Yes,
all
Mataji.
of these examples the Prabhujis gave, and you too, very, very helpful. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So
Well,
that,
one question, Mataji, on that Brahman realization, I was thinking, when we think that Brahman realization, I'm Brahman and I'm Brahmasmi, so we realize that, the soul, I am the soul, I'm not the body, right? But at the same time, I think I was, somewhere reading, we need to also have the Parabrahman realization, right? Because the Parabrahman realization is the supreme soul. Of course, sometimes it is interchangeably used. Right, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji. I think so. I used maybe the wrong term. I meant like that
No, no, no.
that Parabrahman realization.
Prabhuji, Parabrahma realization is that the super soul is the,
Super soul, correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes, yeah, that realization that we are the spirit soul, and our super soul, the supreme, that's the absolute truth.
right.
That's Satchit Ananda. And
Satchitananda.
that, yes, Prabhuji. So, yeah. And also in this chapter, as Prabhuji already mentioned about this acronym, ISKCON they made the acronym for different chapters. So in this chapter, the acronym is WISE, WISE. WISE, first is like Arjuna asks 6 questions to Krishna, and that was W. Let's say wise questions, Arjuna's initial inquiries of 6 questions. Then I stands for items of knowledge, the qualities of true knowledge, and that true knowledge, it's from verse 8 to 12. And then it comes soul and super soul, the knower and the supreme knower, from verses 13 to 19. and E stands for enjoyer, Prakriti and Purusha. It's verses 20 to 35. So I'm just, this is from ISKCON collection, so I'm just reading that. And then KKJJ is Kshetra, the body or the field, Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, which is soul, Jiva, and the super soul. And then Jnana is the knowledge, Gya, the object of knowledge. And then Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is the material nature, and Purusha is the enjoyer or the supreme being. So yeah, why is this one? So that is the acronym for this chapter. So just that would like to add. And we also read about 24 elements, which is the matter, and then Mahatattva is the total material energy, unmanifested nature. And when Mahavishnu glances to the material energy, then the Jiva will got the body, and our consciousness also created, and that way we get the body, and then our three modes of material nature acts on us, and then we do our activities in this material world, and would also like to enjoy separate from Krishna, and that's why we are in this material world. So that's what just would like to add, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And also that 18 to 12, we had that 20 elements of knowledge. Amanitvam is humility, no expectation of respect. Adambitvam, pridelessness, not being anxious to be famous. Ahimsa, non-violence, not putting others into distress. Shantir, tolerance, being insults and dishonor, bearing the insults and dishonor. Arjavam, simplicity, straightforward and non-diplomatic. Like that, we have read like all the 20 elements. I don't want to go through everything, but
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's a very important, that 20 elements of qualities actually of a devotee. Thank you, Prabhuji.
anybody would like to add anything? Still have 30 minutes. Baldev Prabhuji, would like to add anything? Remaining.
Yeah, Prabhuji, you already explained 6, 7, 8 to 12, 20 elements.
Yeah, we can read those, Prabhuji. Yeah, you go ahead, Prabhuji.
So these 20 elements, already you mentioned already some of them. Humility, non-violence, there's the qualities of the devotees. So
Yes.
if you want to practice Krishna consciousness, these qualities are essential. Side by side too, for better chanting, and for better chanting also helps us to grow this quality.
Yes.
Then tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, steadiness, false ego to be washed out.
Yes.
Then distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. We have to accept those changes in our body. Detachment to the family affairs, happiness and distress. These are material life as well. So we should not be mixing with the, not means not associating. We have to mix because we have to go to the work and other work, but we are not that way associate. We just do our duties, come away. So we're not mixing with the materialistic mans. So these are the qualities we should have. And also accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. That's why we read Bhagavadgita and Bhagavatam and discuss every day. So after that, from 13 to 19, as we know, qualities of soul and super soul. So we explain again and again that we are the subordinated to Krishna. Krishna is the supreme soul. Krishna is the Vibhu and we are the Onu. And we know the size of the soul and super soul also, right? Soul is the tip of the, if you take the tip of the hair and we 10,000 times we divide. So 1 of 10,000 of the tip of the hair is the size of the soul. And super soul is the thumb size of that person or animals of that body. So these are size and super soul about the relationship, and they're just understanding how big the super soul and how small we are. And in this aspect also comes that thing that achinto abhedavet tattva. That means we are separate from Krishna. Separate means we never merged. That the Mahavir thinks we will merge with the Brahman, but we never merge. We always eternally separate was there before we came to the material world because of our fault. When we go back, we remain separated all the time. But our quality, Satchidananda, our soul, and Krishna is Satchidananda. So quality is the same, but we are always separate and we are always servant of Krishna. So that we all know very well. These things we are discussed here also. And object of knowledge, Supreme Lord. That's why the Bhagavatam there, Chaitanya there, to understand better and better about the Supreme Lord. And actually, this Gita itself tells us who is the Krishna. Then Bhagavatam, we know how Krishna acts, how Krishna does his activities, how he behaves with the devotees. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we know the mind of Krishna. So that is a more higher level to understand Krishna. Then also in chapter 14 to 18, the qualities of the super soul. Right? Krishna is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. And actually, we even chapter 11 we saw that in the Vishwarup Lila, right? Vishwa was the perfect name of the chapter. Universal form, or Vishwarup form. So where we see that everything within Krishna, all demigods, all the human beings, all animals, all the nature, property, all the planets, all everything within Krishna. So we can that way who are not the believers of the Krishna, that don't want to surrender, they can be very much fascinated looking at this form and may surrender to Krishna. But devotee always makes establish relation with the Shamasundar form of Krishna and serves Krishna as in different rasas. That is more that is the way devotee, like as a family man, makes a relationship with Krishna. And anything else devotees to add in this up to chapter 19?
No, verse 19, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, the last questions, Prakriti Purusha from 20 to 26. Do you have anything you want to add up to 18?
Nicely explained, Tripsi. Because we should know that he is the source of all the everything, right? Knowledge, enlightenment, because the super soul is the source of the light. In fact, the sun, moon, stars, everything, even the sun gets light from the super soul. So this establishes the Supreme Lord is not just material in this material world, but far away beyond the darkness of this material world. And he is in everyone's heart at the same time. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So the last few aspect Krishna discussed about Prakriti and Purusha relationship. So Prakriti also called, though it's a temporary, but it's also called eternal, because we souls, even billions of years, we don't go back to the Krishna. So to facilitating our journey, Krishna keeps making from Mahavishnu form all the metal planets is coming and getting destroyed. These planets coming out through the pores of the Karnadaksha Vishnu and getting destroyed. So this happening eternally. The creation of this metal world. There's a property also called eternal. Though particular planet life is limited, like our planet is the Brahma's lifetime, that is 311 trillion years. After that, it will be destroyed. But up that way, billions of universe coming back and get destroyed, comes back and destroyed. As deep jivas always like we like to go, but we are in forgetful mode because of our bodily nature. So that's why Prakriti and Purusha are called eternal. Though you have to remember that Prakriti is not eternal in that sense. It is get destroyed and created, destroyed and created. And Purusha's two types. One is Supreme Lord Krishna and the individual soul. And as we are covered by the body, we get the material nature, and we always in the happiness, distress. We go, because of the enjoying nature, we get sufferings. But once we are Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Supreme Lord realization, then we are not affected by this temporary happiness and distress. And we are always controlled by the Prakriti. Though we want to think that we can control, but Prakriti actually controls us. Like very last 2 days was very, very cold, and we're putting 4-5 heavy coats, everything covering. Next few days probably will not put that many clothes on us because of the cold is getting better. But who's controlling this Prakriti? This is the Trigun. So Trigun actually making us to do things that we think that we are doing. Ankara Bimaratma Kartamiti Monote. We think that we are the doer. Actually, Prakriti makes us to do things. And the real Purusha is a Krishna. He is the only enjoyer. We are all actually Prakriti, part of the Prakriti. So to Krishna, there is no other Purusha. We are all soul and servant to Krishna. That is the basic realization for us, for the devotees. And also to know our real position, hearing is the main process. In our 9 process of bhakti, hearing is the number 1. So more we hear, our progression of bhakti gets better and better. So any other comments up to verse 26? So we always talk about the bhakti, other levels, as we know that the bhakti yoga ladder starts from the karma kando. Better than karma kando is the shakam karma. Better than this is the karma yogi. Better than this jnana yogi. Next level is dhyana yogi, and topmost is the bhakti yogi. So except Karmakanda and Shakam Karma, others are all yogi, Karma yogi, Gyan yogi, Dhyan yogi, and Bhakti yogi. So we all can try any one of these and we ultimately can reach to Krishna. But Krishna himself said that Bhakti is Shushukam, Kurtum Abhaham. From the beginning, we can start Bhakti. But others, yoga is hard. Klesho odhikatar tesha, that are more troublesome. So Krishna is encouraging us to approach the Bhakti yoga because it is for at least at this Kali yoga, it is easy to perform. And from day one, we can directly attach to Krishna service. And that service is the devotional service that helps us to grow in bhakti. Any other comments, additions? And then last two verses from 27 to 37. So this also more explanation of the Prakriti. Prakriti, the division of the Prakriti, we call, it could be a Sthabor and Jangam. Sthabor means that is like mountains cannot move, trees cannot move, but Jangam means that is movable. Out of the Jangam, we see there are, we call Khechur, who flies, the birds. And then Jolochor, that means aquatics. And on the land, humans and animals. So on the land, we can divide again, human being and the animals. Among the men who follows the Vedic culture, they are called civilized. Who don't follow the Vedic culture, they are called uncivilized. Among the civilized who approach the Bhakti Yogi, they are the topmost, others in the process. So this is the way we also know that what is the position of the devotee in the among the all creations, moving and non-moving. And also Krishna is telling who is a true seer, who sees super soul in every living entity, they are the true seers. And that way, devotee is a friend to all living entities. They don't harm intentionally to any living entities. So actually, that is very topmost level. Seeing Krishna in everyone, in every entity, is a very top level of bhakti and realization as well. Again, 31st verse, Brahman vision. So we actually read about this in the second chapter also, right? Vidya bina sampanne brahmane gobhostini shunichiru shapake Pundita Samudarshina. So he is the called Pundit who sees equally. How? Because he sees Krishna is everywhere. There is a beautiful verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Sthabor Jangam na dekhe tar murti, সর্বত্র হয় তার ইষ্ট দেবতা স্ফূর্তি. So a devotee don't see which is moving, which is non-moving, which is animal, which is human. A devotee sees only Krishna in everywhere. So this is called equal vision, very high level, but that is should be our target and possible if we seriously follow Prabhupada's rules and regulations the way he set for us. And it doesn't matter, soul never mixes with the matter. Even in our body, soul doesn't mix with the mind, body, and intelligence. Sorry, mind, intelligence, false ego. Because between this soul and mind, intelligence, our subtle body, there is 5 types of air that separates. pran, apan, shaman, udan, ban. So these 5 to air separates soul from our subtle body. So soul is never, doesn't mix with the matter. And as long as soul is present in our body, we are conscious. As long as and soul lives, we are totally non-conscious. There's another example also. Like we all have stool and urine in us, but we are not pure. We can service deity, we can read Bhagavatam, we can read Gayatri, stool and urine within us, but they are not, we're still not contaminated by them because soul is there. But when the stool, urine, or any dirty things from our nose or ear comes out, then and we touch it, we become contaminated. Why? Because when it's out from the body, separated from the soul existence, then we have to take shower. So that way we know what is the position of the soul. So the soul illuminates the entire body, including everything. But when this is separate from the body, then this is contaminated. We have to take shower or clean hands. That is my understanding, Prabhuji. Please share correctly.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add anything? Any questions anybody would like to ask? Please feel free to ask. Yeah, the whole 13th chapter is little technical, as we know. So one should know that the distinction between the body and the owner and the super soul, like Kshetra, Kshetrajna, and recognize the process of liberation as we discussed in all the, I think 8 to 12, right? That Prabhuji mentioned Ahimsa, Shanti, Arjavam, Acharyopasanam, Sauchyam, cleanliness, steadiness, renunciation, no false ego, detachment, all those things. And a faithful person should have good association. That's why association is important. You always say A, B, C, D, E. A for association of devotees. B for reading books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-gita. C for chanting the holy name. D for devotional service and diet, what we are eating, only Krishna Prasadam. And E for entering Vrindavan. So that's amazing. And conclusion and suggestion that these things are meant for the contemplation and realization. So that's why we have to have faith in this process. And complete understanding of this chapter will help us, to get closer to our spiritual master. Anybody would like to add anything or any questions? I was actually going to share. That's fine. We can discuss later. So next chapter is also very wonderful chapter. It's the 3 modes of material nature. It's an interesting chapter where Krishna glorifies the pure knowledge, the jiva's content with Prakriti, how the material modes bind the pure jiva, recognizing the prominence of the modes, distinction after death in different modes. That way we can all discuss. Okay, we have a few more minutes. Anybody would like to add anything before we?
Very nice discussion, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, this chapter is, as you said, it's technical, but it's fair. At the same time, like It's important also for us to remember also those 6 different fields. And Prabhuji, so tomorrow we'll start the new chapter, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, you are the one. You're taking, right, Mataji, tomorrow. So you'll start new chapter.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Tomorrow is Shubhavilas Prabhuji. When is he taking, Prabhuji?
I think only last week he took Wednesday, Mataji. But otherwise, I thought.
This
Yeah,
week will take on Thursday.
yeah, he did not. Prabhuji did not confirm yet. But once confirms, I'll let you know. But Wednesdays you can continue, Mataji.
Wednesdays. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, is it okay if I can make some quizzes for
Yeah, yeah.
class, and then for maybe 10-15 minutes quizzes about this chapter, and then so that devotees can review the chapter, and then if devotees wants to participate in the quiz, is that okay, devotees? If we do
Yeah.
like 10-15 minutes about the
Yes, no
We'll-
problem. Hare
we'll give
Krishna.
What are the prizes, Mataji?
Okay.
Association of Devotees, Prabhuji, that's the best price, right? So
Yeah, I
please,
know. Bhakti Shastri, actually, we had 50 questions, Mataji. So if you want, I can forward them.
Bhakti Shastri, yeah, Prabhuji, from this chapter, yeah, that will be great, Prabhuji. Just a few like basic, so that everyone's
Yeah.
like it will be clear.
Prabhuji, answer is out then.
Yeah, and then we can study our next chapter. Okay, okay, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
Yes, ma'am.
दंड दंडवत प्रणाम आप ही सभी के चरणों में। मुझे एक बात कहनी थी। जो जो चैप्टर 33 का जो 33 है ना, उसका थोड़ा सा रिकेप कर देंगे कल कल आप मुझे थोड़ा सा।
Chapter
13 चैप्टर का 33
3 verse.
The air enter into the water, mud and stool, whatever. This is just quick recap tomorrow.
Sure.
We
Okay.
still have few minutes, Mataji, if you want, we can.
Oh yes. Okay.
The analogy, Mataji, like a sky, because it is subtle in nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. So similarly, the soul is Brahman vision, right? So it does not mix with the body, those as situated in the body. Like air, I think yesterday Prabhuji Sridham Prabhu was giving this example. Air enters mud, stool, water, but it does not mix with anything. So similarly, the living entity is situated in varieties of bodies, but remains aloof. Even big scientists, they were not able to, go through it. The soul situated in Brahman vision stays aloof. Mataji, you would like to add anything, or Prabhuji's?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's very nicely explained. Like the sky, as Prabhuji said, the sky is there. There are a lot of clouds, darts, everything on the sky, right? But the sky is not mixed with the clouds. The clouds is separate entity in the sky, but the clouds are in the sky. That's from our eye. It looks like clouds are mixed with the sky. No, sky is separate from the clouds. Clouds is separate entity and sky is separate entity. So that's why its entity is the same as super soul. He is a separate entity, and but the soul, the individual soul, which is parts of the super soul, it is a part of the super soul, but still super soul is separate. Like
Different. Okay.
different. And like Prabhupada is give another analogy of tree and tree's leaves and branches. So tree itself is a complete unit with its leaves and branches. But leaves and branches are not the tree. because that's part of the trees.
Hmm.
So the tree is a complete unit with leaves and branches, but the leaves and branches, again I'm repeating, the leaves and the branches are not the tree. Whereas those leaves and branches are the part of the tree, and the tree is a complete unit. So those are the examples, Mataji, to understand the super soul and the soul.
हाँ, नहीं अच्छी तरह से मैं समझ गई। हाँ, थैंक यू। हाँ, थैंक यू बासमती माता जी। आप सभी के चरणों में दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा।
Today,
Yeah,
Brogu
Mataji,
is very silent.
I wanted to,
Yeah, please. I
the
was
soul and the super soul, the
yes.
soul is qualitatively the same as the super soul, but it's not, you were saying it is part of it?
Yes, the individual soul is the part and parcels. That's the particular
Part and parcel, yeah.
part and parcel of the super soul. But super soul is always different.
Not sure about that. Hmm.
So, Prabhuji, if you just, I will send you that reference, the Srimad Bhagavatam, where Prabhupada is explaining very nicely about that Brahman realization. I have the notes, so I can send you that. He wrote about that, give the example of a tree and its leaves and the branches. So, leaves and branches are not the tree, but the tree with the leaves and branches is a whole entire unit, a complete unit. So that way Prabhupada is giving example of the soul and the super soul. The super soul always there, and the soul is the part of the super soul. Prabhuji. So like when the annihilation happens, the soul rests on the body of Mahavishnu. And when again the creation happens, the Mahavishnu glances on the material energy, and then the soul or the living entity gets his body and the material world creates. But the soul always stays with the Mahavishnu or the Supreme or the Super Soul. And the Super Soul creates through Garbhodaksha. The universe created when the Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, then the universe creates, and then Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands to Shirodakshay Vishnu. That Shirodakshay Vishnu, that this three Purush avatar, that Shirodakshay Vishnu enters as a super soul in the living entities or any atoms. That's what I know, Prabhuji.
Okay. And the Mahat Tattva is the 25th element, right?
The
That,
Mahatattva is one of the 24 elements. This is the Mahatattva is also 24 elements. So 5 Karmendriya, 5 Gyanendriya, then Panchabhuta,
yeah, right.
and
Yes. Here you can see, right, Prabhuji, Mataji said the soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Being, who is Satchitananda Vigraha. So in 5.1 also, the embodiment of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. Indeed, the very name Krishna, which is not. So it is, yes.
No, I was aware of that it's part and parcel,
Okay.
but okay, all right, sure.
So what was your question, Prabhuji, then? Sorry.
No, well, the soul is part of the part and parcel of super soul. Yeah, I guess
Yes.
it's the same thing.
Correct,
It's a
correct.
big,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Because the individual soul, Atma, is considered eternal. And but as Prabhuji said, right, even within our heart, we have soul and super soul. And Prabhuji said the soul size is, tip of the hair, and you have to cut it in 100, 10,000 pieces.
Yeah, one
But the
10,000
yeah, but the super soul size is, thumb. So
infinite.
infinite, yeah, exactly. And qualitatively one, as you said, Satchitananda, but qualitatively distinct,
Yeah,
quantitatively, yeah. And the
yeah,
source,
ocean and ocean drop,
ocean
same
drop,
thing.
exactly. Sun and the sun rays,
Yeah,
because sun rays is still belong to the sun,
yeah,
but it is distinct. As Mataji said, a leaf still belongs to the tree,
yeah.
right? But tree is full. So in that way, yes. Thank you,
And the
Prabhuji.
consciousness is indicates the presence of the soul, right?
Yes,
The
Prabhuji.
conscious. Yeah.
Yeah. Once the consciousness is gone, the soul leaves, then the consciousness is gone.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody else want to add anything? If not, yeah, today was a good discussion. And tomorrow we'll hear from Baswati Mataji about our next 14th chapter, the three modes of material nature. Vanchakalpatarpyascha kripasindhubhyavcha patitanam pavanebhyo
Namo Namah. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Joy.
Devotees ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Shri Ranga Pranam.
Thank you,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna.